was very happy to see that now the EU is more focused on the insolvency law. Until very recently, you know that the EU Commission has been very involved in more in the banking area, especially you introduce the bail-in, which is a very interesting concept for us because if you may not be aware, but the bail-in introduced by the European institution allows now the ability to allow the cram-down of shareholders and also of the creditors for banks. And I was always wondering, why do the institutions focus only on banks, and why don't they do anything for corporate?
The revised regulation has brought a number of useful novelties. It now also covers preventive insolvency proceedings with the aim of rescuing businesses, so its scope has been enlarged. And it also establishes a system of interconnected insolvency registers across the European Union to increase transparency on pending insolvencies. And it also, for the first time, introduces arrangements for coordinating group insolvency proceedings in the cross-border context. So all in all, this new recast insolvency regulation, I think, provides the Union with a more modern, up-to-date set of rules for covering cross-border insolvency proceedings. So that's very good news, I think, for all of us, and it's a very important instrument. I think it's proved that over the last years, and now I think it will be even more relevant. We need to think very, very carefully and seriously about modernising the substantive legal framework for insolvency across the European Union as the next step following the recast of the insolvency regulation. Smart and efficient insolvency rules are key to boosting investment, jobs and growth. This is a key priority for President Juncker's Commission. It was underlined in the President's State of the Union speech in September. And we see that it's not just a matter that caught the attention of one president. The Commission's work on insolvency is now reflected in two particular flagship initiatives: the establishment of a capital markets union, which was adopted in September, and also the initiative adopted last week to upgrade the single market in the form of the single market strategy. The fear of social stigma, the legal consequences, and the inability to pay off debts is stronger in Europe than in other parts of the world. And bona fide entrepreneurs need to know that they will have a second chance as a way of helping startups and encouraging entrepreneurs to try new ideas. We invited member states to set up a framework that allows viable, and I underline viable, enterprises in financial difficulties to restructure early and efficiently, thereby involving all the disadvantages that can occur in liquidation. Second, the evaluation we carried out of how the recommendation has been followed up on has rather showed that whilst early restructuring does exist in a number of member states, the procedures can be nevertheless inefficient and costly. The more expensive and lengthy procedures are, the fewer incentives companies have to restructure at an early enough stage when the business still can be rescued.